I have some really important news today, so listen up. Hey you guys, it's MJ and welcome back to Pet Adventures again. Today I wanted to cover a video solely on dog training. It's a positive and fun voluntary training process that it just covers really cool training for dogs and puppies. Keep in mind this training is not for any means for aggressive dogs. It is not for anything of that nature. It is solely just focusing on training for your first puppy or your first dog, something like that, if they have mild little behavior issues but overall are a great dog. Before I want to get into that, I want to discuss with you guys something that I have been putting off for a very long time, and there's a reason why I put it off. The merchandise that I am making still hasn't come out because I have a lot of complications going on with that. But long story short, I couldn't leave you guys waiting any longer. So believe it or not, my site is officially open. Now there are a few little things you can check out there, but I have worked on this site so much that there is just no way I couldn't give it to you guys. I've just been waiting too long, and yes, the merchandise is being put off right now. I already made some merchandise, but as of selling it for right now, there are just some complications that are going on with that. Nothing to worry about, it will come out, but I want to give you guys my site. If you're here on this video strictly for dog training, I will give you guys a time frame that you can go to right now in this video where I start talking about dog training. So anyways, my site is officially open. The only thing that's on there is a membership, a home page, and lots of cool features like a gallery. The membership is completely free. Eventually what I want it to have set to is you can donate to the membership. It's a private membership with the Pet Adventures crew, or Adventures crew as I like to call you guys. But it's a membership and basically anyone can join. I do have to approve you, but you can sign up right now. It's a cool little private membership for me and my subscribers to talk about anything and to get rewards, and you can get rewards in this membership. You're supposed to buy a piece of my merchandise, but I realized that my merchandise isn't quite open yet, so I will figure that out with you guys. So there probably won't be any crazy rewards at the moment, but you can still join the membership right now, and when merchandise does come out, when you guys want to start earning rewards, all you have to do is buy a piece of my merchandise, anything from the shop. I also have Amazon products. These are products that basically anybody can get. They are recommended to you from me, and it is stuff that you can buy off of Amazon. There's also a consultation on my new website. A consultation is basically a video call on Skype that I will make directly to you. You do have to pay upfront $60 through PayPal for that before you actually have the consultation, but it's a 1-hour consultation for $60 in case you're having any urgent problems with your animals or something that you really just want to privately talk about face to face with me. But again, you do have to pay $60 up front. There might be some other cool things on there that I'm probably forgetting, but now you guys know exactly where to go to see my latest content, my latest creations, my latest, merchandise, that kind of thing. And I will always probably, like every month, I'll probably put something new up on the website. I want to keep it fresh and fun. So if you guys have any suggestions on what you want on my website, please leave some comments down below. It's really cool, but go check it out. The links are down below. I'm going to have it down below, and I'm going to try to get it linked on this video too. So, and it's also going to be in the links on my banner on my YouTube channel. So I'm linking it down below and everywhere else, maybe even in the comments. So go check out my official website, and the name of it is called Pet Adventure Shop. So please go check it out. Now on to dog training. So I hope that wasn't too long, and I know I know I talk a lot, but I had a lot to get out of the way first. So the basic things I learned with this dog training here is I learned everything. So, you know, there was all kinds of different trainings that I was supposed to be learning for the dog training. So this is going to be in segments, in episodes, so I can't cover dog training just in one full video. So today we are just going to go through the basics of puppy training, and yeah, hope it's helpful. So basic things here are come, potty training, sit, down, jumping, crate training, stand, loose leash walking, and rollover. And you can also incorporate some games into that. So today we're going to probably cover, I'm going to say sit, maybe a little bit of potty training. So again, this will be in episodes because dog training in general is just way too big of a subject to cover in one video. So when you get your dog for the first time, I think it's very essential to learn potty training. Now potty training is basically, it's all kinds of different things. A lot of people learn potty training in different ways, but I'm going to give you my take on it. But potty training 101, you definitely want to make sure you get puppy pads up front, but you do not necessarily at all need to keep it on this. You really want to graduate out of the puppy pads and learning how to kind of just have them tell you that they want to go outside. My take on it is that when the dog is old enough, and you'll kind of know every dog grows up at different times, sort of. Every dog's different. So my take is that when you do get puppy pads, try to keep the puppy pads in a place that's next to a door. Now, again, not everyone does this, but this is my take on it, and I have seen it work from time to time. Keeping puppy pads exactly where they're going to need to tell you where they want to go out in the future is very, 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 very crucial. You can keep their puppy pads in their crate, but this is only for when they're puppies. You really don't want to keep it at this rate, but I would recommend having puppy pads up front in the crate at first, because they are going to need somewhere to pee at least when they're first coming home and stuff like that. If you do find your puppy peeing in places that you really are not liking, make sure that you put an odor around there that they're really going to be sensitive to. If you'll notice, dogs are very, very, very sensitive to smell. So for instance, if you get something that smells really good or really bad, either way that affects their nose very, very, very well. So any places that you see where dogs are peeing in an area that you really just do not want, anything that smells bad pretty much will suffice. So there are sprays that smell really bad to dogs. If you put around there, that really will help. I have seen it help, but never ever put puppy pads or anything that they can pee on the places they have been peeing in lately. So I know it sucks, but really you want to make sure that the places that they are peeing never smell good until they eventually graduate to not doing that. And once your puppy is kind of peeing next to the door a little bit more, and you're putting the puppy pads next to the door, you really want to just let them adjust, and eventually they should be able to kind of notice that you open the door a lot. Also, what I recommend is if you do catch your puppy peeing over in the puppy pad next to the door, open the door immediately. This will, this is only if you catch them, but this will kind of help them to see, like, okay, oh my gosh, okay, so if I go over here next to the door, you'll open it and I can go outside. So I really recommend that if you see them going over to the puppy pad and they look like they're about to pee or poop, whatever, try to open the door for them and try to get them outside. Eventually, through that process, they should learn. Now, that's just a little take on potty training. There are lots of other different methods, but those are methods that I kind of go by. There are different methods that I would recommend, so if you have any questions on that, please leave them down below. Now, teaching a dog or a puppy to sit is very crucial and actually very, very simple. First of all, it's very natural for a dog or a puppy to jump. If you go to the pet stores or anywhere else where you see dogs, you'll notice that they jump a lot. And it is a very, very natural behavior. So do not really harshly punish your dog for jumping, because again, it's a very, very natural behavior, but it is something that still needs to be solved. So you'll notice people like to yell at their dogs like, no, 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 sit down, sit down. Guess what? This doesn't help nothing. It doesn't. It helps absolutely no one. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help the dog. If anything, when you yell at a dog or give it any kind of reaction to an undesirable behavior, this is exactly what the dog is looking for. If you notice, when you yell at your dogs, they don't really seem that upset about it. They they just keep doing what they're doing, and they're still happy dandy. They don't give ifs at all. So no matter how much you yell at your dog, guess what? It's not helping. So I would advise not to use any kind of real verbal whatever it is. Like, don't use anything verbal with your dog when you're mad at them, because it's not helping anything. And believe it or not, with training, the same thing goes with cats. So yelling at your pets to do when they're doing something you don't like, don't bother, because it ain't gonna help no one, and it doesn't help you, and it doesn't help them. When a dog is jumping around, first of all, please take it into notice that dogs do need to have exercise daily. And Charlie, I'm sorry, my dogs are making a lot of noise. Anyways, when a dog is jumping around, take it into account that they do need exercise daily. Whether you have a puppy or a fully grown dog, either way, they need exercise daily. They need to run around a lot. So you gotta remember that leaving a dog cooped up in a house every single day is just a bunch of pent-up energy that they're not able to release. And when they do finally go outside to a pet store with you, they're releasing whatever energy they have. So take that into account. If you really can't find the time to kind of let your dogs go outside with you and run with you and things like that, then you need to get some kind of dog walker, because either way, it's not healthy for them to be in the house all the time. Number two, if you get all that pent-up energy out of the way and you still find them jumping a bit, just what I would do is keep treats with you at all times. When you take your dog with you, no matter what it is, always keep treats on you. It's very, very, very crucial while training a dog or a puppy to always have treats with you. That way that they know when they're in the process of training that you always have treats with you, ready to train them when necessary. When you find your dog jumping and acting crazy and not being able to sit still when you're out in the public with them, something I recommend doing at home first is wait. It sounds crazy, but be patient. Dog training takes a lot of patience. All you do, first of all, your energy is projected onto the dog. So stay light, stay happy. Remember, if you're doing this at home first, you don't have to worry about feeling upset or whatever it is out in the public. So practice this energy at first at home. So feel okay, just take a breather, be patient, wait for your dog to sit. Make sure that they're in front of you. If you have to, get them on a leash, whatever it is outside, but make sure you have treats with you and simply just wait. If you have to, put the treats behind your back. Eventually, your dog will sit. And when they do sit, the minute their rear hits the ground, instantly you can do a click. I like to do this. Do a click and then get a treat into their mouth. Preferably, I like to use these. These are called Train Me treats. They are super duper small treats. They are pea-sized, which is what you want to go for. You never want to go for big, big treats. You want to go for healthy, meaty smelling treats. Also, if you just open this bag of Train Me treats, you can smell it so much. And even these guys smell it. So yeah, get your hands on something that smells really good for the dog, something that smells really meaty. Make sure that they're not allergic to chicken. A lot of dogs are, so be aware of that. And used pea-sized treats just like this. And you know, this really makes training a lot easier. And again, always keep this with you no matter where you are with your dog. So that is one way you can learn to teach a puppy to sit, because with puppies it is a lot harder. So sometimes you just have to wait until they do the right thing, and Sometimes you just have to wait with puppies, but with the adult dogs, there is another way. Take one of the treats and put it directly on the dog's nose, but do not let the dog have the treat. Place it directly on the dog's nose and kind of just slowly lure your dog into a sit position. This will take a couple of tries, but it really does work. So again, make sure that your dog is already standing. Place the treat on his nose, but make sure, like if you have to, kind of just like let me see if I could show you guys. You see the treat? Kind of cup it in your hands like that. Make sure your dog can smell it, and eventually just kind of go in an upwards motion, but make sure that the treat slash your hand is on the dog's nose, and just kind of go in an upwards motion, and eventually the dog will kind of sit. So it's all about luring it. So lure the dog into the sit position and then give them the treat. Well, click and then give them the treat. So that's pretty much how it goes. So basically, as soon as their rear hits the floor, no matter if you're using the lure technique and luring them into a sit position, or if you're simply just gonna wait until they sit, either one of these tricks do work. But the most important thing you want to remember is to give a click and then treat right after. There's another thing you can do too. You can say the word yes when they get something right, so you can go yes and then treat. So either way, dogs are gonna know what this means. So that's potty training and sit. I think that that's all I'll cover today. I know training a dog is really crazy, but for the past month or so, I actually got to work on hand with dogs, training and stuff like that, because I had a trainer that was training me for my job, because like I said, I was going to be their certified dog trainer. Complications arose, and so I'm not able to do that anymore, but I learned so much in this process that I thought it was important to kind of show you guys. So this is just something very voluntary and fun for the dog to learn. Always make sure that you never physically touch the dog to sit or to do anything that you want, because when you physically touch them, this is making you do the trick for them. You want your dog to use their mind at all times when doing a trick. That's basically sit and potty training. That's all I'll cover for today. There's lots of other things that I haven't covered for training, but I have a huge book on it. As you can see, there's just this like huge book that I have that I had to go through, and there's just a huge learning process with training, but it really does help. If you guys really like this series, I'll keep going with it. This is my first episode of dog/puppy training, so if you have any questions, leave them down below. And if you're just getting a new dog or new puppy, this is just for strict little behaviors they might need to work on when they're out in the public with you, or things like that, so that they don't jump on people and so they don't act crazy. But sit and potty training is all I wanted to cover today. Again, go down in the links down below, because I am officially releasing my website. Again, there's no merchandise on there, nothing crazy, but now you guys know where to go when I do release merchandise, and when I officially release it, I will let you guys know. So I'll see you guys later, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that bell down below. Click that little bell, because it will notify you every time I make a video, so you can be a part of the early notifications Adventures Crew Squad. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and give this video a big thumbs up, especially if you love pets. And I will see you guys next time.